Overcoming poverty in Africa is not a task of charity, but an act of justice and action by Africans. The truth is, African continent must be ready to take charge of its own life and get ready to empower Africans on African land. My name is Abimbola Adewale, and this is the Job Show Africa. On today's show, we will be going on the streets of New Jersey to find out what exactly are your views on Africans and the continent of Africa. We will ask questions about economic values. We ask questions about the thought of Americans about Africans in America. And of course, the popular say that says that are Africans really welcome in America? We will find out all of this on the Job Show Africa. And don't forget, the job vacancies will definitely be rolling out on your screen. Every job is always a part-time. Abimbola Adewale is my name.
Seems too great. So it must be easier in some people's minds to leave and start over than to expect the change to come from within. And it's a lot to ask to have that much change come from within.
Okay, so are you saying that the African leaders should definitely try to keep the continent economically viable to stop Africans from coming in so that they can also be independent?
I think independence is important for anyone, but with independence comes responsibility. And whether it be in Venezuela, where people are having issues now, or in Mexico, or in Africa, it's the same combination of things that prevent progress. Now, people should be free to go wherever they want to go. It's unfortunate, I think, that people feel that they have to leave home in order to improve their situation. I think most Africans would agree that they'd prefer to be in Africa if they could be happy there. No, why would someone want to leave what they know?
That's deep.
So I think people feel that the likelihood of change soon for themselves or for their family is too far remote, which I think motivates people to go seek something where they think the return, the improvement will be faster.
Okay, thank you so much. So what's the last word for Africans watching right now? What's the last word you need to say to them? Any one thing you need to say to Africans?
Have hope.
Have hope.
Have hope.
Thank you so much for making this time. Thank you, sir.
Hi, my name is Kellen Hinkle.
Okay, so let's find out your views about Africans coming to America to look for greener pastures and taking so much risks to get here, just to get a job, get the dollars and go back home. So much risks. What do you think?
Well, I think everybody's welcome, right? You know, this is a country of immigration, and you know, everybody should be here and looking for the right opportunities. I feel like today it's just hard to get a job because there's so many requirements you need ahead of time. You need a high school degree, you need a college degree, and a lot of times you can't even get interviews or through the door without having 3 to 5 years of experience in like a very particular field, and you have to have a college degree, which means that you're $100,000 in debt, and it's just like a hard place for everybody. I think it's just broader. I think it's not just like one group. I think it's multiple groups. I mean, I have a hard time finding work too. It took me many years to get a good job. Now we're doing okay, but it's hard out there in general. So
Okay, let me ask you, what do you think about finding a job in America? What does it entail
like, what does it take to get a job?
to get a job in America?
Well, it's like I said, you need a lot of prerequisites, right? You need like a college degree, you need a high school degree, you need experience in a certain particular field just to get qualified for something. You're also at the mercy of online job applications, so you have to do a lot of LinkedIn, you got to do a lot of like Facebook networking with people just to find out right opportunities. And it seems to be a lot of stroke of luck to find a good opportunity. My advice to anybody looking for careers is, get something baseline, work in a mailroom, work at, clean an office or something. I did that. I actually worked in a mailroom I just sorted mail. I pushed the little cart. I networked with human resources, and then I got opportunities by just like talking to people and just saying, hey, I have a degree, by the way. Like talk to me. Just put me in the door. And that's what I recommend too. And that's anybody. Not just.
People say skills in America, skills is more efficient than getting a degree. What do you think? Skills and a qualification. What do you think?
It's tough because everybody can say they're skilled, right? Like I can say I'm skilled in Microsoft Excel, right? But kind of like I see a lot more requirements for like certifications and documentation to prove that you know what you're doing. Like if you say like I'm good at management, like anyone could say I'm a good manager, but how long have you been a manager for? Can you prove it? Have you have a job history to prove that? So skills are important, but it's like you have to be able to, prove that too. You got to show like a resume has to be detailed and document, that history, that experience. You got to.
Thank you so much. One last question before we let you go. What's your view about Africans? What's one thing you must tell Africans watching you right now about America? One thing.
Sorry for Trump, and it's a great country. So come over. Welcome aboard, and wish everybody the best. So.
Sorry for Trump, it's a great country. Come over. Thank you so much for sharing. Information about Africa, your thoughts about Africans. Some say Africa is a wildlife, some say Africa is full of is poverty, some say Africa is nature. What's your view about Africa?
Everything I know about Africa is beautiful. I have a friend from Ghana, and she's always told me that Africa is beautiful. She represents Africa as it being beautiful because she shows me her history and she celebrates it as being beautiful. So.
Okay, let me ask you about Africa economically. People come to America, people come to the Western world to seek greener pastures, and it's a bit difficult down there. And the leaders are also questionable. So what's your thought about Africans coming to America to seek for greener pastures?
I mean, I feel like people come from Africa to get a better life. I'm not really sure about how it is over in Africa because my friend doesn't really tell me that side of it, but she always celebrates her life that was there. She keeps her the good things about Africa alive. But like I said, I'm not really sure about that, the bad part of it.
Okay, so would you want more Africans to come to America and seek more greener pastures?
Definitely, yeah.
Okay, since that we have a government that says Africans should go back to African continent, what's your take?
No, definitely not. I feel like it's opportunity for everybody. Unfortunately, I don't agree with the government that we have here right now, but I feel like everybody should get good opportunities here.
Okay. So I need you to look at the camera and talk to Africans. Give them one word that they should take home from you.
I'm sorry?
Just tell Africans one sweet word that they can take home and say at least we have encouraged them enough.
Equality?
One good word to Africa.
Oh, one good word? Freedom? I don't know.
Okay. You mean they should be free, right?
Yeah, you should be free. Yeah.
Thank you so much for thought about Africans trying to come to America to get greener pastures and going through the whole stress just to get here.
I would love to see more Africans come across and be in the United States. I think that'd be something real beautiful. I mean, I don't really know the full answer, but like I said, I would love to see that.
Okay, let me ask you, what's your view about African leaders? You know, we heard of so much corruption. That's why Africa is behind of the world map now. What do you think is wrong with the African leaders?
I mean, that's something I really can't really touch on. I don't know too much about the African leaders and what they could do to fix the corruption. If there's anything that we could do to help the African leaders to maybe fix what is going wrong or the bad thing that is happening, I say we give it a shot, give it a go.
Okay. You as an African American, and I need you to look straight to the camera and talk to Africans right there. What is one last word you need to say to them about America?
You gotta love America. Africa is a beautiful place. Being African American male, it is beautiful. You have to love who you are, and stand up for freedom. I guess, stand up for the right.
Stand up for freedom and for the right. Right now, I'm going to take his milkshake.
Why you take
and we're
my
gonna
drink?
Thank you so much.
I know my son actually works with a lot of Africans. He's a supervisor for a trucking company. They're very hard workers. He enjoys working with them very much. But yeah, they work hard, and they come over here because I guess there's problems with making money over there. Yeah. So,
what's your view
as
about-
long as you're legal, I'm fine with that. You know.
Okay, what's your view about Africans trying to come in here to work? What's your view about the leaders in Africa not making Africa a good economic viable for them to stay in Africa?
That's hard to say, you know, because I really don't know that much about the leaders over there. But yeah, it's like the leaders every place. They're just out for themselves, and you know, I don't know who really helps the people.
Okay, one last word to Africans out there, just to encourage them and tell them something that they should hold on to. One last word. What's your word to them?
My word to them is, keep on trying, keep working. You know, I think there's a lot of potential over there to do a lot, and instead of people just giving away things over there and then people leaving the country, there's so much they could do to build up the countries over there. You know, there really is, and I think we've kind of lost that perspective. Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing your time with us. God bless
You're
you.
welcome.
What's your name?
Michael.
Okay, so we heard about Africans coming into America to seek for greener pastures and all of that. Some get killed on the road trying to come into this country. What do you think that Africa should do in Africa to make Africa more economically viable for them?
Honestly, I really don't know. I guess kind of just what everybody, I guess other countries are trying to do just in general. Just improve the economy and, and just be more for the people, I guess, more for the many instead of just the few, I think that's important. I think that, instead of only one person getting all the glory, I think everyone deserves a little bit, and I know that may sound bad, but I think that everyone deserves a fair chance at everything. So
Thank you. So when you hear of Africa, what comes to your mind?
that's hard to explain. I guess just the environment. I think for me, it's just like I think interesting cultures. I think food. I think music. So for me, it's like a culmination of everything, really, and just like other cultures. I think it's pretty beautiful. So.
Okay then. So I'm sure you must have engaged yourself with Africans, probably one or two. Let me ask you, what do you think that Africa should do to make Africa a better place for them?
Honestly, I'm probably not a good person to ask about that. I really don't know. I don't follow the news really well. But I don't know. In general, just try to be more fair to other people, I think.
So our last question, what is your last message to Africans?
I think just stay strong and, be true to yourself. So.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
for taking- And of course, I'm sure that you did enjoy every interview we had with Americans on the street of New Jersey. We will be back again next week telling you about the economic interpretation of Africans in the Western states. And of course, you should also find out that what exactly is the GDP of Africans. That's what we'll be talking about, and the 10 powerful African economic countries that make up the chart in African growth. We will be talking more about this in the next series of this episode. Abimbola Adewale is my name. Take advantage of the show. start applying for those vacancies you see right there on the screen and start applying. In case you want to empower more Africans, and of course you want to give out charity to those that need Africa, that need the charity in Africa. Of course, you can do that and talk to us on the jobshowafrica@gmail.com. You can also talk to me by checking me out on my social media platforms. And of course, you can also give out vacancies, give out jobs on the show so that Africans in Africa can be empowered as well 100% without paying a dime to get a job in Africa. Abimbola Adewale is my name. Of course, I'm reporting live from New Jersey in America. Every job is always a part-time. See you.